What's going on? I'm Zachary Kramer with Progressive Payment Solutions, and welcome to the PPS Vlog. Today, I'm going to tell you what to expect when having equipment installed on your location. Let's begin. The first thing we need to do is break it down by what kind of equipment or software that you purchased so that we know what the installation is going to look like. If you are to go with a big point of sale system, the big computer, the cash drawer, the scanners, the whole thing, it's going to be a lot different than if you just went with a small desktop terminal, the things that are like this big roughly. And then that's going to be different if you ordered something like a virtual terminal or an e-commerce gateway, which is all online. So first let's start with the big point of sale system, the big computers. So the first thing that's going to happen is once you order that, more than likely the company with the point of sale system is going to reach out to you for programming. Keep in mind, you need to be very involved in this process because this is your menu, this is your employees, this does everything to manage your business. Nobody's going to set this up for you. I mean, they are, but they need your help. They can't guess. They can't go inside your head and think what you want. This is a very detail-oriented system, and your participation is 100% necessary and required. So do not skimp out when you purchase these very expensive point-of-sale systems. We see this all the time. The owner's like, okay, I got the point-of-sale system. They don't respond, they don't give us their menu, they don't really help, and then the point of sale system finally arrives, and then it's 10 hours of adjustments and this and that, and everybody's all upset because you didn't take the time to set up your menu properly and give us all the information that we needed to do it. So if you order one of those big point of sale systems, the big computers, make sure that you are ready to take that step and you're ready to give your time that's required to make sure that it's a smooth installation. The next thing we're going to talk about is going to be what's actually needed before the big POS system shows up on your site. So you did all that, you were good, you paid attention, you gave your menu, all that. Now it's time for it to come on your site. Make sure that before the point of sale installer comes to your site that there is an Ethernet cable and a plug, a power outlet at every single site the point of sale system is going to be at. What's going to happen is if you do not have Ethernet cables where those point of sale systems are going to be, the POS guy coming in to install is going to have to do a cable drop at each station, and that can be very, very expensive. It is a lot more efficient for you to go on your own, get a contractor or do it yourself, put an Ethernet cable at each location and make sure that there is a power outlet or an extension or whatever you need to do. Take it from me, I used to install point of sale systems back in the day, and unfortunately the price to do a cable drop is always very, very expensive. So now let's move on to the next topic, which is the desktop terminals, the point of sale or the credit card machines that are about this big, and they're about the size of a big calculator or an iPhone or whatever it may be. All you really need to do for that is have about a half an hour of your time for when the point of sale guy comes to install that piece of equipment. It's really not that difficult. It only needs, again, it just needs an Ethernet cable and a power outlet. And some of these new ones, they run on Wi-Fi. Personally, I would make sure that those pieces of equipment are always on Ethernet and Wi-Fi is just a backup, because Ethernet is a lot more efficient, and especially in a high volume location, like let's say you're a retailer or a restaurant, you're really going to want that plugged in directly to the source. Whereas, a dental office, maybe they only use the machine once every hour or so. They can have it on Wi-Fi and not really care. But definitely make sure that there's an Ethernet cable and a power outlet at your location for those items. and then leave about 20 to 30 minutes to be trained. They're very, very easy to use. They're not as intuitive as the big computer systems, and they're just all around really good machines, and it's a good alternative if your budget is not crazy for the big point of sale system. The last two items I want to talk about are virtual terminals and e-commerce gateways. So, a virtual terminal is just as it sounds. It's a terminal on your computer. It's basically just a website that you go to. You have a username and a password. You log in and you swipe. Well, you don't swipe, but you input credit card information. It's usually for businesses that are taking cards over the phone more than they're actually physically swiping. So more B2B and professional service type businesses. Or, maybe you have a custom cabinet business and most of your clients are online or whatever it may be. And then the e-commerce gateway is just as it sounds. It's if you have a website and you're selling things on the internet, it's a gateway that connects to your website so that customers can add things to their cart and check out. So let's start with a virtual terminal. First, all you're going to need is about 20 to 30 minutes of your time and Zoom. So more than likely, your point of sale company or your merchant company is just going to say, here's the username and password, log in and figure it out. That's not good. You don't want to do that. What we do here in our office is we give you the username and password, but we also set up a Zoom call with you and we give you about a 30 to 40 minute lesson on how to use the system. And of course, if you need help afterwards, we are definitely going to help you with that. But it's very straightforward. So that's very easy. Just username, password, login, and we show you how to use it. And that's it. It's literally just a website. Now with an e-commerce gateway, things are a little different. We set something up called an API key. We typically use Authorize.net in the office, but whoever your merchant provider uses doesn't really matter, as long as it can connect to your website. Once we generate the API key, it actually is up to your web developer to integrate it into the site. 99% of processors are not going to do that for you. They don't have the capability, they don't have the process, or they don't have the programmers, and it's really up to your web developer to do that. So, if you're using something like Shopify or Weebly or Wix or whatever you're using for, one of those easy websites, then there's ways to just log into an API key, which is super easy. But if you have a custom website, your developer would be responsible for doing this. And again, it's very easy. It doesn't take them a long time. It's not very expensive for them to do it. It just integrates right into your website, and that's it. You don't even need to think about it. So that's really it. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We're always happy to help. And until next time, have a progressive day. See you later.